he's the self-proclaimed best YouTube boxer.
Nissan Gibb and Deji.
I think Joella will be one of the people that comes back and has a huge fight with someone.
Jake Paul versus KSI in a boxing fight. Who wins?
KSI, no cap.
See, yes, KSI. But the thing is, like, we all hate Jake Paul as much as we do. What if he wins? Because this is, I mean, it's not like it's a completely uneven matchup here.
No.
But what if he wins?
I'll never watch YouTube again. Because I can't, if he wins, I would not be able to deal with him being on YouTube.
I don't want to, I am full KSI. I want Jake Paul to get knocked out. That's best scenario, and I probably will put some bets on it when the time comes. But what if he doesn't? Like, there's always that little bit of doubt. What happens to Jake Paul then? What happens to KSI then? I don't know. It's just a question that's been whirling around my head with the anticipation of this one fight. But yeah, I'm going with KSI. Easy KSI, but just the fear of him.
Yeah, that's the annoying thing. I think out of the two professional fights that both of them have had, so KSI Logan Paul 2. I said that KSI would win by decision, and then the Jake Paul Gibb fight, I said Jake Paul would win by knockout. So I'm on a hat trick hero here.
Please just predict him getting knocked out in like the second or third round and just fucking.
I just think Jake Paul is very aggressive. Like he's not scared to go for punches and combinations and things like that. But I just think KSI's style will completely change in this fight compared to the one against Logan. Because he's Jake Paul, they're about the same height, I'm pretty sure.
How much can it change? Because, I mean, we've heard over and over again, you know, KSI being like, oh, I've completely changed up my style, I've completely changed up my tactics. And yes, that might be true fight to fight, but his style can... I mean, at least in the past, 3 fights we've seen him? I think it's been 3 fights, yeah. He's had the same sort of style.
I kind of disagree with the first ever fight against Joe Weller.
Yeah,
because Joe Weller's smaller and his reach is less. He was able to just pump the jab out the whole fight. So you then put a different style, a different fighter in Logan, who's taller, hench, got longer reach. Like, he needs to get inside him to actually land anything. So I think that's the mistake he made on their first fight. He didn't pressure it enough and kind of just sat outside, just jabbing outside. And then the second fight, he thought, right, I'm just going to go for it. When it didn't look the best, and there was a lot of wild swings all the time and things like that. But that's because he needed to be here rather than there against him.
Yeah.
So I feel like with Jake Paul, it's going to be more balanced. I think there'll be more in the center of the ring, more technical than the other fights they've had previously. So I mean, I'm really hoping KSI wins.
So far, Jake Paul, in terms of his matchup, hasn't really been able to show his technical ability, and so we don't know about that. Especially against, I mean, I don't really need to say it, but Nissan Gibb, man, he went down oof. I mean, speaking of another fight though, that is definitely on the cards. Obviously, we're really hoping and dreaming that KSI Jake Paul, it will happen, but not for a while. One fight that is on the cards though, and that is actually getting sorted. I think it's getting sorted. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Nissan Gibb and Deji. What do we think about that?
That's a fucking weird fight, that is, because I would say Deji's a bit of a plonker with this sort of thing. He's so lazy, and he's like the most lazy person I've ever met. The thing is with Anderson Gibb, I thought he would ruin Jake. He was a dog, mate, on a leash. So you let him go, he'll fucking attack you, mate. And he just didn't perform. Maybe it was stage fright or whatever. Yeah. And I hope that even KSI said, he said Anderson Gibb did not perform to what he actually can do. And there's so many things that you can think of that could have been the case why he didn't. And I'm hoping he just steamrolls Deji And then he goes upwards from here because I think he's a good fighter. Like, I watched some of his spars and stuff that he did with people. I think he was a fucking really good fighter.
I kind of want Deji to win. Not that I'm not that I'm completely against any Song Gibb, but I just love, because let's be honest, Deji's a bit of the underdog in this case. He hasn't had a fight in 2 years, and the last fight he did was against Jake Paul, which went horribly. I mean, he didn't go completely horribly. He didn't go as bad as Nissan Gibbs, but that's the only fighting about that he's been given. And Nissan Gibbs had, 2 amateur fights and 1 professional?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it'd be shock horror if Deji won. I mean, I don't really like the guy, and I don't really enjoy his content anymore. It's kind of gotten shit over the years, but that's only my opinion. I do kind of want to see what happens if he wins. Could you imagine, say that KSI wins against Jake Paul and Deji wins against a Nissan Gibb, and then Deji goes on and says, all right, I want to fight my brother. I want to fight my brother.
That'll settle the beef finally, wouldn't it? Fucking hell.
Yeah, that would be over so quickly, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, I think KSI will just fucking...
Dude,
I mean, Deji's been training, though. Deji's been training for a while, though.
I mean, he has, but like he's the self-proclaimed best YouTube boxer. That's what he said.
I mean, you gotta have some confidence, right?
I mean, I guess. Like, he's very quick. That's something you can take from him. His punches come out very sharply. But, like, I don't know. I don't think he's actually replied to Gibbs' call out yet.
No, he hasn't. I mean, Nissan Gibbs kind of just put it out there. I think because he's just itching to redeem himself. He's been away from the YouTube scene since the loss, and obviously he's seen the jokes being made about him, and it's been playing. You can tell that it's been really playing on his mind for a while. So he's desperate to get back into the ring and do whatever needs be. So I'm guessing his plan is to just, all right, steamroll through Deji, get back to Jake Paul, have a round 2, have a rematch, and get myself back onto where I wanted to be. Get myself, there. But we'll see what happens.
With that fight, it's a very interesting one to kind of predict, because I hate watching Gibb fight. His style, to me, looks so horrible. And if you look at his amateur fights, his first one, I think it might have been against
Jay Swingler?
No, there was one before that. I think it was, I don't want to say it in case I'm wrong, but I think it might be Max Plays FIFA. And he's obviously tiny, skinny. Like, they were so off balance that he's obviously going to win that fight. You can't, like, that one helps with the experience, but in terms of boxing potential, you can't really include that. His second one with Jay Swingler, you look at that and you go, yeah, you may have won the fight, but you got hit so many times. Like, anyone who was trained properly in boxing and lands those punches on him, he's going. He's gone, which is exactly what happened then in the Jake Paul fight. That Jake Paul knows at this point how to generate the power properly. So when he connects, Gibb was all over the place, wandering around, and I think that will be his downfall. That he's too in your face, so you're likely to get hit.
Jake Paul only got off one hit, though. I wouldn't say that he's precise and whatnot, but you're right in the sense that Nissan Gibb is very unorthodox, shall we call it. It's just a lot all over the place, a lot of pressure, a lot of it's completely the opposite stance of hit and don't be hit. He's more, I don't get hit. I don't care if I get hit, as long as I pop off some good shots, as long as I'm in your face, as long as I don't give you any space to breathe, I'm fine, and I'm more than willing to deal with the stamina issues. Like, he trained his stamina up fucking to the top of his level, so he could just constantly be in Jake Paul's face. But I think he's an interesting fighter, to say the least.
Definitely.
A good little redemption thing as well. So say if Anderson Gibb beats Deji and KSI beats Jake Paul, then Anderson Gibbs going to be like, all right, I want round 2 now. He's going to be on fire. He's going to be like, all right, here we go. Now that you've lost to me, Jake, I want to redeem myself. And then Jake will be like, oh, I want to redeem myself that I am a good fighter even though I lost to KSI. Then they could have like another battle, and then whoever comes off that is pretty much just a fucking donut. And then that's it for them pretty much.
Do you see, I mean, we all want KSI to win against Jake Paul, and hopefully it will happen someday. And then he will be sort of, he's already the A side, and he will continue being the A side, hopefully. But do you think that there's anyone in the YouTube space who hasn't entered the boxing ring who could be a potential to overthrow KSI? Because right now, what we're seeing is a couple of YouTubers, a small circle of YouTubers who have been in this boxing ring: Joe Weller, KSI, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Anison Gibb, Deji. Small group of people who kind of just back and forth to each other. So Anison Gibb to Jake Paul, then Anison Gibb to Deji, then KSI to Joe Weller, KSI to Logan, KSI to Jake, or etc. It goes around the circle, and it's just this little circle of YouTube boxers, which make it very entertaining. Don't get me wrong, but is there anyone that you think that's out there in the YouTube space that you think could overthrow KSI in his dominance towards the boxing sphere of YouTube? Or do you think that when it comes to Jake Paul and KSI, once that's done, then it's done for the YouTube boxing, and that's it? That's the chapter closed. What do you think?
Personally, I think Jake Paul is the best YouTube boxer. So,
okay,
as much as I don't want to say this, because I don't want this to happen, I think I would cry if this actually did happen, but I think Jake Paul beats KSI.
Yeah.
In terms of anyone else, I can't really see many people getting too involved in it anymore, because boxing is obviously, there's different levels to it. So you've got, once you've had a certain amount of training, you become a lot better than someone who's then just about to start. And unless you've got the natural ability, you're going to be trying to catch up for the rest of the time. I think the only other potential good YouTube boxers out there are Adam Sala, but they're in different weight categories, so that's never going to happen. You've got JMX, who I really rate as a boxer, and he's done an MMA
massive,
fight.
Though. He's like tall as fuck.
Huge, isn't he? Yeah. But again, they'll never fight because they're friends in the same training camp. So in terms of people to go against him, I'd say this would be the last one. And I think if Jake Paul wins, there'll be a rematch. And if KSI wins, I think that'll be it for him.
I agree. I can't think of anyone that would be like a hidden gem in the YouTube scene. But I do think once this Jake Paul and KSI fight is over, I think that is the end of the chapter. I think as much as I think they would want to go forward with it, KSI has no reason to go forward with it because he's not technically going professional like Vidal, his trainer, because he's just going to stick to his own thing, isn't he? Because he does all sorts. He does music, fucking YouTube, blah, blah, blah. So he'll stick to that. He'll just keep his W. And maybe if like a professional boxer offered him to have a fight, he potentially would. But as a YouTube sort of scene with boxing, I think it will go because, well, not go. There'll be still people that will want to do it, but I just don't think it'll ever get to as big as it is now.
Surely, isn't it just way too lucrative to let go? You see some of the figures that people bounce around, and you can't help but think that BT or like Matchroom Boxing or I don't know, whoever these different promotion companies are, they are making some mad bucks on these sort of fights, more than I'm sure most of their other fights are doing. And so, do you think that, I don't know, Matchroom Boxing or these promoters will try and get a resurgence? Maybe in the next 5 years along, we have another group of YouTubers who starts this boxing thing up again, who are all novices, but go back into it. What do you guys think?
I think that second thing is probably the most likely thing to happen. That where KSI and everyone is now, there's probably going to be only a couple more fights left in the maximum. Yeah. Because they won't want to keep taking all the damage to the head and to the body for the rest of their lives. They don't want that brain damage. But the new up-and-coming YouTubers that are there can see this and go, right, do you know what, that was a good scheme. We're gonna jump on that. So then someone will call someone out again, and I suppose they've just got to have the clout and the followers, haven't they, to initiate it. But definitely, that would be interesting.
One YouTuber I think will come back though, in like the YouTube scene, like in the boxing sort of scene. I think Joe Weller will come back.
100%.
I think Joe Weller will be one of the people that comes back and has a huge fight with someone.
Interesting.
Potentially, maybe when Gibb beats Deji, or maybe the outcome of them, he might just jump in and be like, "Yo, I think this is it. I want to jump on this." Because you think about it, him and KSI are the ones that created it. Yeah. I wouldn't see why he wouldn't want to come back.
Yeah.
Because he was quite good.
Yeah.
I'd love for him to. I fucking rate Joel. I think he's a sweet guy and a sick YouTuber. Like, and he was actually a decent boxer. Obviously, unfortunately, he was. But that was early days of the boxing. So imagine if he fully trained like KSI and Logan did.
Well, the thing is, as well, is Johnny Nelson, one of the main boxing purists, has said he would train him and said, "I will get you to a point that will make you win a fight." Because with Joe Weller, he was saying that it was all mental for him. He cracks under the pressure and he can't deal with that. But Johnny Nelson was like, do you know what? That was the same with me when I first started. Like, I can help you do it. So I feel like if the right person comes along, I'd actually love that to happen.
Because he said, didn't he? He said on that podcast with KSI, he said that his team weren't the greatest. They were just a bunch of a couple. I think one or two of them were personal trainers that didn't even know much about boxing. Yeah. So he had like a team of fitness people, but not boxing coaches. And the reason KSI obviously won is because he had like the likes of like Vidal and fucking all these other people. Yeah. Well, no, did he have Vidal when it was? Yeah, he did have Vidal, didn't he? Yeah. So he had that sort of, and like Leon Willis and all these other people. So. Which are a fucking good team, mate.
Well, they've done bits.
Yeah, so I really hope Joe Weller comes back with a little team and fight someone. That'd be sweet. I'd love to see that.
This is it. Yeah, me too.
Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification. And that's it from us at the Unstructured Podcast. We'll see you next time.